Hello and welcome to Victor George Leather Goods, my first official YouTube video. My name is George, and today I'm going to talk about copper rivet and burrs. I'm not going to show you just how to set one, even though that's what I'm going to do, how I do it. I'm going to show you some decorative touches, some pre-doming techniques, and hopefully some things that you've never seen before. So let's get in. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I set a copper rivet and burr to a quality that I call professional. So anyway, a little background. First of all, these setting tools are or were the industry standard for many years. They will set your copper rivet, but the first thing that you want to do is upgrade this. For those that know me on Instagram, I always say, use what you can until you can upgrade. But if you want to set a professional rivet, you need to invest in these three-piece tools. They are specific to the rivet that you're going to be setting. For example, these are for the 14. These are for the 9 and 12. They come in three pieces. The number 1 is your setter. The number 2 is your peener. And the number 3 is your doming tool. All right? So this is highly recommended if you want to set a quality rivet the very first time out. So let me go ahead and demonstrate how I do it, but I just noticed here something else I wanted to show you. If you look at these rivet burrs that I pulled right out of the box, one of them is off center. So if you were to use that, immediately your rivet would not be a professional set rivet. So look through them, get rid of those off-cut ones, and let's go ahead and show you how I do it. All right? So, starting with the number 1 tool, I take my project and my number 9 rivet and burr. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place it into my project, and if you'll notice, it's not falling out. It's snug enough so that it stays in there. So push it down onto your project. And now something that I do, you don't have to do this, this is part of my ritual, is before I put the burr on there, I just seat that post into the leather. It flattens the back and it gives me a good base for a set. Now I take my number 9 burr, place it over the post. Using my number 1 tool, I will now seat that burr. Keeping it tool at 90 degrees, just set it. Okay? You don't want a Thor hammer in this particular case because you want that burr to not be dished. It needs to be flat on that leather. Okay, once I have it in that position, then what I've done is I go to the hardware store and I picked up a small washer, a little bit over a mil thick, and I just drop that over the post. And what that's going to do, it's going to give me a consistent height every time I cut the rivet. So if I have 5 rivets on a project, they're all going to be the same height. Take your nippers, whatever you want to use, Nip-X, I use these horseshoe nips, and place it flush up against that washer and trim it off. Okay, set that aside right there. Now we're going to take the number 2, the peening tool, and we're going to place it over that freshly cut post and strike. Okay, I have a tendency to turn the tool a little bit. That's just from years of having some tools like this that aren't as machined so finely. So once I do that, then I'll take my hammer and I'll flatten it a little bit, and then I'll take the number 2 tool again and then re-dome the burr. So that's how I set a copper rivet and burr. Now we have tool number 3, the domer. So the way you do that is you take the 3rd tool, you place it directly on top of that rivet head, make sure it's completely covering, and then 90 degrees and strike. And what that's going to do, it's going to give you a nice domed dish effect, which is attractive in itself, and that's how you set a copper rivet and burr. Okay, on this next technique is what I call pre-doming of your copper rivet. So if you'll notice here on this side here, that's your plain flat rivet. And this is a pre-domed rivet that I've polished. Now I'm going to show you how to make that and how to set that for some applications that, that you may come across. So the first thing that I do is I use my #1 tool and the flat factory rivet. Place it into the #1 setter, and I have a dapping block here, which is really handy to have in a leather shop for doming coins, as making conchos, etc. I find a lot of uses for this. So what I do is I find the appropriate dish that fits that #9 rivet. Take my #1 setter and I hold it 90 degrees and I just strike it. Now, if you'll notice, that has a nice domed dish effect. All right? So now, the way you're going to set this is the same way, with the exception of you're going to use a piece of 8-ounce leather as the base. So what I'll do is I'll take this, and I'll place it into the project. Let's do the front here so you can see the dome. Okay, so you have your dome effect there. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to place it onto my 8-ounce piece of leather. Do my little preset ritual. Set it into that a little bit. Take my burr, set it on there, take the #1, and set it. Now you're setting it with the same amount of force as you did earlier, except you have the 8-ounce backer. So now I'm not going to clip that and set it and everything, but as you can see, it has a nice domed effect. Now, if you took that to the polisher before you set it, it gives a nice, effect. So that's how I pre-dome a copper rivet. Okay, let's talk brass rivets for the moment. This particular example here is a approximate size 9 brass rivet and burr that's been set. I domed that with the #3 setting tool, the domer. And if you've ever tried to do that on a brass rivet, you'll know it's quite challenging. So there could come a time where you'll want to pre-dome your brass, and I'm going to show you the exact same technique that I used, but with brass. So this is the dome tool set, and this is set with a pre-domed head that I'm going to show you right now. So you take your brass rivet, and if you'll notice, from the factory, there's a knurled surface here that actually will lend itself well to this particular decorative technique. So I just take my my rivet, place it into the #1 tool like I did earlier. I take that same dapping block, find the appropriate hole, and set your dome in there. You'll notice there's a soft little swell in there, and it has all the knurled markings from the factory on the head. So now you just take that over to the polishing machine and you run it across the polishing machine while it's in the #1 tool. So you basically hold it like that against the polisher. And that's going to give you this high shined effect. Looks very nice on a project. So now the way to set this, once you have it domed and polished, is you'll take your leather piece and you'll run it in there. Same way, we'll put it on the front again. Again, nice firm fit. Take your leather, place it onto your pad, your 8-ounce pad. Again, you don't have to do that. Something that I do is preset. Take your burr, place it on top, and then strike it. Set it. Okay, once that's set, I'm not going to clip it as well, but now you have a pre-domed, beautifully set copper rivet. And if you polish it, look how nice that looks. Maybe you can use that someday. All right, let's go on to the next subject. Okay, here's a quick overview on the 3 rivets. There are some aluminum rivets out there as well, but I really don't find a use for them. They're a little too soft for me. But anyway, the standard 14, 12, and 9 copper rivets. Now these have been set. And just before I clip them, this is how I do it for the various sizes. So for the size 14, I'll take a number 12 burr. I'll drop it on there. And that's where I clip it from. Now, with the number 14s, you don't need those big hip nippers. I just use a little pair of these. But anyway, for the number 12, I take the washer for a size 9 rivet, and I drop it on there. Again, from there, that's where I clip it from. And for the number 9, like I mentioned earlier, I use this washer that I just picked up at the hardware store that fits perfectly over that, and that's where I trim that. Okay, a little overview on how I do that. If you have developed muscle memory from setting hundreds of these copper rivets, you may not necessarily need to use this technique, but I find that if you have a lot of copper rivets, by doing this, they'll all be consistent in size, consistent in height. Okay? Just a little side note. Thank you. Okay, on this clip here, I'm going to just show you some decorative effects that I've used in the past. If you have a project and you really want to dress up your rivet head a little bit. So these are brass, and this is copper and brass again. If you'll notice in these two, I have some stipling that I've put in there. These have been cut with a Dremel tool. And so you basically start with a flat rivet, and then you're going to do whatever dressing up that you want to do to it. Now, I'm not a jeweler, I'm not a silversmith, so if you have those skills, you could probably take this to a really beautiful level. But anyway, I'm going to show you how I do that. So I take anything metal that has a hole drilled in it, I place the rivet in there, and it's flat up against that. I take a center punch tool, and for the stipling effect, I'll do just some random dots. Just space them around. I'm not going to waste your time by doing this whole thing, but just, take as many strikes as you want this particular stipling to get the effect. Now, you can also do using your cutoff wheel, obviously with this in a vise or a pair of pliers, and then you just do some random cuts throughout that, and then you dome it, polish it, and set it the way I showed you. So that's something that I use occasionally. It does dress up the item. If you'll notice here, it gives it a nice different effect, and if you ever have an opportunity to use it, at least now you know how. So that's it. Thank you. All right, so this is just a quick clip on how I polish my rivet heads. So this one here is flat, hasn't been pre-domed, but you see the knurling on the factory top here. This has been pre-domed. Now the way I polish these things is I just place it into the number 1 rivet. I go to my polishing wheel. I just use a polishing rouge on a cheap little bench grinder, holding it in that tool. I polish it. And then I clean it up a little bit. And it's ready to be set. All right? Just wanted to show you that. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I remove an ill-set copper rivet and burr. These are quite challenging, actually, and if you've made your project and it's near completion and you need to remove one, it's sometimes a little nail biter. I've seen where you take a center punch to the head and then drill it out, but after experimenting with that years ago, I found that it has a tendency to char the leather. The copper rivet gets so hot that it burns the leather, expands the hole, it becomes brittle and charred, and it's not good for a reset. So this takes a couple of minutes, but this is how I have found to effectively remove a rivet and burr. I'm going to show you. So using a Dremel with a cutoff wheel, get you a little bit of power in there. And now what I'm going to do is just do some cross cuts. So I'm going to start on one end, and I'm just going to stay on that, and then just little choppy cuts. Go across that head. Start removing some of that material. That's my first pass, and then I will cross cut it. So I turn it the other way, and I start removing that peened head. Copper soft, it'll go. Just be patient. Don't want to ruin your project at this stage. Okay, now that's your second pass. You can start seeing the head is slowly disappearing, and I'm gonna cross cut it again. I'm just gonna keep repeating this process. And I'm gonna switch it up again, and the short choppy cuts allow it to not overheat, so you need to really not be in a hurry. Keep cross cutting. I'm going to do it again, and I'm starting to get a little close. What I'm looking for is the outline of the rim on that burr. Once I see that, I know it's starting to separate. Cross cut again. And I'm getting below the level, but I don't see the rim yet, but it's getting there. All right, starting to show now. Okay. So now I basically take a nail punch of some sort, place it into the center of that, and then it pops right off. We'll go ahead and remove the inside there. And if you'll notice, the leather itself is not charred. The hole is still sound and ready to replace with a brand new rivet. All right, so that took a few minutes, but it's the only way that I know of to remove it cleanly. So that's it. Thank you. All right, well, thank you. That's it for today. I plan on doing more of these videos of different subjects, and it was a lot of fun. I hope you gained something from it. And with that, I bid you all a good day. Bye-bye.